Hello. Welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade.
Welcome everyone to this Facebook page. Thank you for hooking up with me. We are so glad that you are part of this live broadcast show. I'm Niyi Dunmade, the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. I'm the lead consultant also of Magnicraft Consulting. I'm a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps churches grow healthier through empirical assessments, trainings, and strategic blueprints. Okay? Today, we're going to go part 2 on ways to increase church attendance. Ways to increase church attendance. Ways to increase church attendance. Okay? And then, one of the things I said is that you have to keep doing what is right, doing the right thing. You can do the wrong things and grow, but the growth will not last. Okay? You have to do the right things consistently, whether you are growing or you are not growing. Okay? Doing the right thing to make sure they are growing. And the truth about it is that growth is in seasons. In Abuja, we are in rainy season. That's why we had some little delays in terms of internet connection. And so this growth is in seasons. There is a rainy season, there is a dry season, like in the American spring, autumn, winter, summer. Okay, and this season controls different kinds of growth. Different kinds of growth. It controls different kinds of growth. And so we need to make sure that we also understand the kind of growth that is coming into our churches. The kind of growth that is coming to our churches. Managing the front door, the side door, and the back door. When the front door is actually managed very well, the church will be on the right side of the Bellevue diagram that you are seeing on the screen. Now, when there's a net between the front and the back door, then you have this maintenance mode, preservation mode, where you have a maintenance culture at the top, okay? And then we need to also get the left-hand side, which is the back door of the church. The back door of the church. We need to also understand that once the back door of the church is more active than the front door, we have decline. We get a lot of maintenance mode, preservation mode. There's a lot of decline to a point of life support. And if nothing is done, a church can surely die. And so that's just my take on this diagram. And one of the things I want to advise churches is that we have to make the gospel famous. We have to make sure that people are deciding to follow Christ every time we have services. Daily was the affair of the early church. Daily was the affair of the early church. And here is what I want to say, that we also need to understand the infrequency of attendance that is so robust in our attendance trends. We need to understand those people who are not coming regularly to church. Find out why they are not coming regularly to church, and let's see how we can get them to be regular to church. Okay, and then I made a consultant in last week. If you have not missed that part 1, I did 3 of those things, 3 of those points or ways that will help your church to increase in terms of attendance. We need to understand the barriers. We need to understand where we are growing. We need to understand why we are inhibited from expressing in terms of numbers, and then that's just that in a nutshell. Now, last week we talked about offering hope, encouragement with the good news, with the gospel. Okay, our churches should be a place where you can offer hope and encouragement. Offer hope and encouragement to everyone who is attending. Then continuous improvement in the quality of preaching. Continuous improvement in the quality of preaching. Okay, small groups and pastoral care. The quality of preaching has been tied to the point whereby the church will grow when there's good feeding, good preaching, good small group, and pastoral care. The last one we did last week was utilizing more ministry gifts, preachers and teachers. Okay, don't be the loner preacher who is always feeding. Okay, bring other people who are prophets, ministers, administrators, other gifts, ministry gifts that will help brush your church. You might be shocked at what a teacher will do in your discipleship process to make sure that people are actually established in your church. So utilize more ministry gifts, ensure that people are getting plugged in into right places in your church to make sure that the whole body is actually growing healthier. Then today we're going to go on be creative with the service content and keep to time. Keep to time. I've seen churches who they don't have starting time, they don't have end time. Okay, yes, there's a room for flexibility, but when it's become the norm where you spend 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, there's no closing time. Nobody, if you ask any average person what time is a service closing, you don't know. And people value their time. Even when they don't value their time, they will come to that consciousness that they are valuing their time. So be creative. Okay, don't be so stereotyped. Okay, whereby when the message is about coming, everybody, including a stranger, knows that at that time, that's when the message is going to come. And then that's when they come to church. Be creative so that what happens at the beginning, at the opening of the service, is creative in such a way that it gets people's attention, it gets people's commitment, it gets people's participation, and then that's how you're going to grow the church. So be creative with the service content and keep to time. Keep to time, keep to the purpose of that activity. Don't allow opening prayer to be praise and worship. Don't allow praise and worship to be prophetic declaration. Every part of the service should be creative in terms of purpose, in terms of content, and in terms of what that activity is meant to do in the life of the congregants. Okay, number 5, put more emphasis on corporate and intercessory prayers. Okay, the God of this world has blinded their minds. Okay, the people who we are trying to get into our churches do not see anything like light because their eyes have been blinded, according to 2 Corinthians 4 verse 4. So we need to engage prayers. We need to engage the heavens by corporate prayers. People want to pray. People want to see results for their commitment. So let's emphasize more on corporate and intercessory prayers. If you are praying for your neighbor, there's so much that can happen in one's life because you are selfless and you are exhibiting the agape kind of love. Okay? What Jesus Christ did was very, very symbolic. He got angry one day because they turned the house of God to a den of thieves. Okay, and he said that how have you turned my house to a den of thieves or robbers? But he said that his house is meant to be a house of prayer. If the house of God is meant to be a house of prayer, then we must make sure that wherever we meet, that there's more emphasis on corporate and intercessory prayers. Corporate and intercessory prayers. Okay, when the purpose of a thing is actually done, then the benefit of that thing will appear to all. So put more emphasis on corporate and intercessory prayers. Number 6, ensure ongoing connections and communications. Okay, ongoing connections and communication with the members. Okay, because the body is in connection, let's see how you can make sure that there's connection. If there's disembowelment of all the body parts, that's where there's going to be a decline and death. Okay, now one of the things is when people are celebrating their anniversaries, wedding, birthdays, the baby deliveries, graduation, milestones in their lives, we need to celebrate them. We need to be able to communicate. You see, how healthy your communication is, how healthy your connection is, will determine how your church is going to grow. People don't want to get connected to a place they don't understand what is going on there. Okay, they want to understand what is going on there before they become part of the church. So ensure ongoing connections and communication with members. Okay, every day. In fact, there's a level a church will get to. They have to be in connection every day through daily devotion. Okay, through daily devotion, because the truth about it is that the church is a daily affair. The early church go there is a daily affair. So church is not supposed to be a Sunday jamboree kind of show. Sunday church is meant to be every day of the week. Something must be happening in your church to impact the community. Something must be happening in your church to impact your congregation. So don't just go as do as if there's nothing happening in the days of the week, and on Sunday something magnanimous is happening. In fact, some of the things that are happening during the week are much more important than what happens on Sundays. So let's not make Sunday like a kind of come and see, but let us ensure that the mandate of the church is to go out to the community to make the necessary impact. I'll just do one more and I'll wrap it up there so that we can take it from next week again. Number 7, ensure twice per year meaningful visitation for all your members. I don't know how you're going to do it, but there's a way you can systemize it. No matter the congregational size you have, ensure that within a year that all your members are visited twice a week. At least within those 2 times, make sure that one of them is a very important day in their lives, maybe their birthday or their anniversary. Ensure that, in fact, most churches I've seen do not have a visitation team. Visitation team is a skill. Okay, it's something you have to learn how to visit, how to go felicitate with someone who is bereaved, how to go celebrate with someone who is having his birthday, anniversary. There are things we need to learn as a church. And I said it last week that a church cannot grow beyond its people seek. So ensure, find that network of people who love to visit people. Okay, people oriented kind of persons to see how they can visit people, check on people, because that's how people will feel that there's a sense of belonging, that it's a family affair, and then people are not just left in the crowd, that they are not touched with the warmth of what's going on in church. Okay? Now, one of the things I want to say here is that once you visit somebody who has not been in the church before, there's a higher chance, from my experience, that they're going to return to church the following Sunday. So if people don't come to church for a while, there are reasons why people don't come to church. Some are legitimate, some are not legitimate. But once you go visit that person, there's a high chance, 8 out of 10, that those people, the following Sunday, they will show to church. You see, that's one thing about love. Once you show love, it has a way of reciprocating back. Once you sow seed, it has a way of making some harvests come to your way. So that's what are the 4 I'm going to give you today. Next week, Monday, we're going to continue on the ways to increase church retention. If you missed the part 1, please go up to the part 1 and then see this. Today is part 2. Please just ensure that you get the first 7 of them, and then we're going to continue from next week, Monday. Please, if you have any question, please reach out to me on the social media handle. I love to get any questions. I love to react to any questions, church-related questions for that matter, inquiries. Let us have them through any of our social media handles. I would love to just exchange conversations with you, and then we will see how those conversations will be helpful to you. Please, if this video has been useful to you, if this video has been well packaged, please give us a like, share it to your community, drop us a comment. I love to hear from you. I love to learn from you. Let me hear that some of these things. I also want to know, what ways are you using to increase your church retention? And that will help us. Please go on to our YouTube channel, and then follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and then please, if you want to come do some consultations for you, trainings, some of the things I shared are just scratching the surface. Strategy blueprint. Let us know, and then we'll help you. Till I come your way next week, Monday, with another continuation of this topic, ways to increase retention. I say bye-bye, and God bless you.